The victories of Moses. Now these are the kings of the land whom the sons of Israel put to death, and whose land they inherited beyond the Jordan in the east, from the valley Arnon to Mount Hermon, and all the land of Arabah in the east. These kings were Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon and ruled from Aroer, which is in the valley, over part of the valley and half of Gilead toward Jabbok, the border of the sons of Ammon, and Arabah towards the sea of Chinnereth to the east, and as far as the sea of Arabah, the salt sea, from the east. The way toward Beth Shemoth, and from Taman below Ashdoth Pisgah, and Og, king of Bashan, who remained from the giants who dwelt in Ashtaroth and Edrei, and who ruled from Mount Hermon and from Salcah, and all Bashan as far as the borders of the Geshurites, and the Machathites and half of Gilead, to the borders of Sihon the king of Heshbon. Moses the servant of the Lord and the sons of Israel struck them down, and Moses gave them as a possession to Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. The victories of Joshua. Now these are the kings of the Amorites whom Joshua and the sons of Israel put to death on the other side of the Jordan by the sea of Baal-Gad in the plain of Lebanon, and as far as Mount Halak and the ascent to Seir, and Joshua gave this to the tribes of Israel to inherit, according to their portion, in the mountain and in the plain, in Arabah and in Ashdoth, in the desert and in the south the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The kings of these were the king of Jericho, the king of Ai, which is near Bethel, 10 the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, 11 the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, the king of Eglon, the king of Gezer, the king of Debir, the king of Geder, the king of Hormah, the king of Arad, the king of Libnah, the king of Adullam, the king of Makkedah, the king of Bethel, the king of Tappuah, the king of Hepher, the king of Aphek, the king of Lasharon, the king of Madon, the king of Hazor, 20 the king of Shimron, Meron, the king of Akshaph, the king of Taanach, the king of Megiddo, the king of Kadesh, the king of Joniam and Carmel, the king of Dor in the heights of Dor, the king of the people of Gilgal, and the king of Tirzah. All these kings equaled 31. The remaining inheritance. Now Joshua was old and advanced in days, and the Lord said to Joshua, You are advanced in days, and much land remains to inherit. The remaining land is the territories of the Philistines, the Geshurites, and the Canaanites, from Sihor, east of Egypt, as far as the borders of Ekron northward, which is counted as Canaanite, the 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazites, the Ashdodites, the Ashkelonites, the Gittites, the Ekronites, and also the Avites, from the south, all the land of the Canaanites, and Mira that belongs to the Sidonians as far as Aphek, to the border of the Amorites, the land of the Gebalites, and all Lebanon, toward the sunrise, from Baal-Gad below Mount Hermon as far as the entrance to Hamath, all the inhabitants of the mountains, from Lebanon as far as the brook Misrephoth, and all the Sidonians them I will drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide it by lot to Israel as an inheritance, as I have commanded you. Now therefore, divide this land by lot to the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, from the Jordan as far as the great sea westward, you will give this to them, with the great sea as the boundary. Land east of the Jordan. But to the 2 tribes, the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, Moses gave an inheritance beyond the Jordan. Moses the servant of the Lord gave it to them eastward, from Aroer which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city in the midst of the valley, and the town in the midst of the ravine, and all the plain of Medba as far as Dibon, all the cities of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, as far as the border of the children of Ammon, Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites or the Maachathites, all Mount Hermon and all Bashan as far as Salca, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth and Edrei, who remained of the remnant of the giants, for Moses had defeated and cast out these. Nevertheless, the children of Israel did not drive out the Geshurites or the Maachathites, but the Geshurites and the Maachathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. Only the tribe of Levi he had given no inheritance, because their inheritance is the Lord God of Israel, as the Lord said to them. So this was the division Moses distributed to the sons of Israel in the plains of Moab, on the other side of the Jordan towards Jericho, land of Reuben. Now Moses had given an inheritance to the tribe of Reuben according to their families. Their territories were from Aroer, which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city in the ravine, and all the plain of Medba, Heshbon and all the cities in the plain, Dibon, Bamoth-baal, and Beth-baal-meon, Hahaza, and Kedemoth, Mephaath, Karjuthaim, Sibmah, Zerath-shahar on the mountain of the valley, and Beth-peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth-shemoth and all the cities of the plain and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses had struck with the princes of Midian. Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, who were princes of Sihon dwelling in the country. The children of Israel also killed with the sword Balaam the son of Beor, the soothsayer, among those who were killed by them. The border of the children of Reuben was the bank of the Jordan. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben according to their families, the cities, and their villages. Land of Gad. Moses also had given an inheritance to the tribe of Gad, to the children of Gad according to their families. Their boundary lines were Jazer, all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the Ammonites as far as Aroer, which is before Rabbah, and from Heshbon to Ramoth, Mizpah and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the border of Debir, and in the valley Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Sukkah, and Zaphon, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon king of Heshbon, with the Jordan as its border, as far as the edge of the sea of Chinnereth, on the other side of the Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad according to their families, the cities, and their villages. Land of East, Manasseh. Moses had also given an inheritance to the half-tribe of Manasseh according to their families. Their boundary was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair which are in Bashan, 60 cities, 31 half of Gilead, and Ashtaroth and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, were for the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, for half of the children of Machir according to their families. These are the areas Moses had distributed as an inheritance beyond the plains of Moab, on the other side of the Jordan, by Jericho eastward. Land divided west of Jordan. These are the areas which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed as an inheritance to them. Their inheritance was by lot, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Joshua for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of the 2 tribes and the half-tribe on the other side of the Jordan. But to the Levites he had given no inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and they gave no part to the Levites in the land, except cities to dwell in, with common lands for their livestock and their property. As the Lord had commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Notes from the previous page. 1123 The land of Canaan was a type of God's kingdom in the world to come, when the land will rest from war. But until then, one needs to guard his heart against his passions and wage the good warfare, having faith and a good conscience. 1 Ti 1:18, 19. 12:1 The kings of the land represent not only the sinful passions, but also the devil and his angels, who are the authors of these passions. These angels are called principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness, and spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. F 6:12. But Christ the conqueror, together with the faithful and the heavenly hosts, will prevail over them all. By the grace of Christ, those who put to death these kings will inherit the land of God's kingdom in the world to come. He who overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his God and he shall be my son. Rev 21:7. 13:1-7 Some of these cities will not come into Israel's possession until much later, and some will never become part of Israel's earthly kingdom. Yet again, this passage points to events far in the future, when Christ will be given the ends of the earth as his inheritance. PS 2:8